Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Portrait Letters podcast number 2360. And today, our question is: are family secrets the same as missing stories? Oh, excuse me. So not all missing stories are forgotten. Some were hidden, and this becomes the secret stories. So yes, they are kind of the same as the missing story, but there's a little bit of a twist with them. Secrets are often rooted in fear or protection. People will make something a secret or hide the truth from everybody else because they are scared of what's going to happen if other people find out. They're doing it to protect somebody, maybe somebody they love, somebody younger than them, especially if it's a parent hiding a secret from a child. And it could also be, what was the other one? There's a third one. I can't think of it right now, but I'll come back to that. Missing stories may be unintentional. So not passing on a story from a past generation could be simply the fact that that person forgot about the story. But secrecy creates emotional confusion. Yes. I tell you, there are a lot of missing stories out there and a lot of secrets out there. And those secrets can create emotional confusion. It could be, the secret could be something that a child was adopted, or the father is not the father of the child, but has agreed to raise the child that this mother had by another person and raise it as his own. It could be something like, what else could it be? Oh, there's all sorts of secrets you can have. But understanding matters more than exposure. So understanding that there are some secrets out there that the family didn't want to get out, like who is the true parents of this child. We have secrets in our family that one part of the family knows and has been told not to tell the other part of the family. So we get told there are some things in this family we do not discuss. And are those missing stories and secrets? Yes. Are we still trying to uncover them without the help of those that know? Absolutely. You got to figure these things out. But truth does not require public disclosure as well. It could even be that there was an in-family adoption. For example, one of the young girls in the family had a baby and they thought that she was too young to care for it because she may have been only like 15 or 16 at the time. They thought that was too young and she wasn't married. So they unofficially adopted the child within the family. So it could be the grandparent then became the parent, or it could be one of the aunts and uncles took on the responsibility, of raising the child. You don't know. Sometimes you don't know. And DNA is now exposing a lot of these secrets. These secrets are being found through DNA. We've had stories when I was doing my genealogy class a couple of years ago with the, who was I doing it through? Oh, hang on, I've got to plug in. One moment. There we go. With Boston University, we did a 2-week class crammed into 1 week on DNA. It was a 2-week DNA class crammed into a week. We learned a lot during that time. And one of the things that we learned is that there is an ethical standard related to DNA. When you're asking a client to do DNA, you have to disclose that there may be things that come up that may disturb the family, because DNA will uncover blood-related secrets. Let that sink in for a bit. They will discover blood-related secrets. It might turn out that the parents are not the parents, but it could be that they have a DNA match with an aunt or an uncle who they thought was an aunt or an aunt, and discover that because of this, that child was, the mother had the child when she was young and single, and the aunt and uncle took on the responsibility. It was not formally done. It was just an in-family adoption or fostering in family as well. So therefore, it didn't require any court records or anything, so you won't find the information in court records. There's all sorts of stuff that's out there. I've even found murder has been was a secret kept in a family, but it was a self-defense case, a case of self-defense, but it was all the family covered everything up, and it became a secret for years. And then somebody stumbled across something that then exposed what had gone on. But unexplained gaps can leave families sensing something is wrong without knowing why. Something doesn't make sense. They have all the family stories and something, but there could be gaps. There could be something that they say that's sort of like, that really doesn't make sense. Excuse me. You will sense when there is something. You get a sense when you're looking through it. When I'm looking through trees and I'm researching and everything else, I get this kind of like a sixth sense that comes in and says, this isn't reading right. There is something missing in here. And I'll start digging and digging and digging and digging. Can I find out the truth? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends on what's out there that I can find that can support the truth. Excuse me. But it's just that something on the records is not reading correctly. And it's like, this is kind of troubling me. It could be that somebody changed their name, but the family didn't know that they had another name before they married into that family. It could be a guy comes along and he gets married to the daughter of a family. The guy's got this entire other past that he doesn't want to disclose, so he changes his name. He's now got a new life with a new name and everything else. It wasn't officially done, so nobody can trace it that way. But why did they change their name? Dig a little deeper, keep digging. It could be that he has a whole nother family and a whole nother life in another state, but because he's a traveler, he might have several families around. These things have a way of coming out, especially on census reports. So think about that one. You might find him on a census report somewhere. He may even still use the same name when he travels. You don't know. There's all sorts of cool stuff out there. I call it cool stuff because some people are sort of like taken aback that, oh my gosh, we had a murder in the family. Oh my gosh, we had a guy in the family. And my great-great-grandfather, he had 2 wives and in different states, and they get traumatized by it. I think it's the coolest thing that you can uncover these things. Yes, I understand that for the family concerned, there may be some trauma involved, but for me, it's sort of like, oh my gosh, I found a clue. I uncovered the story. Yes. And now I have to calm myself down so that I can then prepare the family to tell them what the truth was. Another family came to me and, and we were tracing back their father's, the father's side of the tree. And I came across a record which showed that his father was not his father. And I will tell you this. Social Security claims and applications, they can tell you a lot because they keep track of the record of the name of the person that has that Social Security number. Whenever they do a name change or records are in other names that are related to that Social Security number, it all gets recorded there. And so when I was looking at this, I was like, well, hang on. That he hasn't always had that last name. He had a different last name up until a certain point in time. So when we did some digging, we found out that the wife had been married before, and that is when he was born. And we found the father's name because it was listed on the Social Security. No, we found the father's name through it being on the Social Security claims and application form, as his name was this other last name. So we did some digging and we found a marriage record between his mother and this person. So we can then from that, with the timing and all of that, come to the conclusion that that this other chap, the first husband, may have been the husband, but the son was brought up thinking that he actually, because he was so young when the divorce happened and she got remarried and the new husband adopted this boy, he grew up thinking that this guy was his father the entire time, and he died thinking that this guy was his father. So things like that can come up. So just be aware there's going to be a lot of emotion involved around this. I think it's cool uncovering these stories because I finally find the truth for my clients. But then I have to prepare myself to tell them the truth, what the truth is and what we have found. And I have to do it in a very gentle and loving way, so that it will be a shock to them anyway. But one of the things I prepare my clients for is we don't know what we're going to find. Are you prepared if we find something that doesn't line up with what you know? And you have to let them know this, especially when it comes to DNA. There are going to be surprises in the DNA. Trust me, it will uncover a lot of secrets. Yeah, so remember to be if you are researching for the family and you come across something that might upset other parts of the family, find a family member who you know will not leap out of the seat and jump up and down and rant and rave and like am in total shock or something. Find a calm member of the family and just sort of like drop little hints and see if they take the bait. And if they do, let them know what's happened. Is like, how do I break this to this side of the family? But if it's that, and this is when you're doing your own family tree. So maybe you can find somebody, if you've got a collaborator within your family that's also doing research with you, maybe the two of you can discuss it together. How do we break this news? Because some of it could be shocking to some people. And your practical takeaway for today is seek understanding, not judgment. Don't judge your ancestors on what they did. Seek to understand why they did it. You can turn around and say, I can't believe that they did it. But ask yourself this, why did they do that? What was going on in their life at that time that they had to give that child up? What was going on at that life in that time that this murder happened, which actually turned out to be self-defense? What was going on? Find records, see if you can find records and articles, journal entries, anything like that that can help you understand what was going on. So you're not here to pass judgment on anybody, on any of your ancestors. Seek to understand why. Why did it happen? What's the real story? And if you want help navigating sensitive discoveries, just send us a PM and we'll be happy to help you. And in your closing tonight, truth asks for compassion, not exposure. So with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening. Oh, hang on. I've got to make sure I'm on with my calendar. Let's see. Yep, we're good. We'll catch you back here tomorrow evening at 6